Good day, mentors, and welcome to our Ed 319, the teacher and the school curriculum class. For this session, we'll be proceeding with lesson 4, the different ways of approaching the curriculum. We know that the curriculum is the totality of the experiences of the learners or students in and outside the classroom. We explored the different types of curriculum in our past sessions. So this afternoon today or in this session, we will know what are the different ways of approaching the curriculum. The first way is we see curriculum as a content or body of knowledge. This pertains to what the teacher delivers, or it's actually the what to teach. If curriculum is equated as a content, then the focus will be the body of knowledge to be transmitted to students using appropriate teaching method. So there can be a likelihood that teaching will be limited to the acquisition of facts, concepts, and principles of the subject matter. However, the content or subject matter can also be taken as a means to an end. So if we will equate curriculum as a body of knowledge, then we'll be focusing on what particular contents are we going to deliver to our students. All curricula have content regardless of their design or models. The fund of knowledge is the repository of accumulated discoveries and inventions of man from the explorations of the earth and as products of research. In most educational settings, curriculum is anchored on the body of knowledge or discipline. And it's actually one of the components of the teaching learning process. There will be no process if there is no content. There are different ways of presenting the content in the curriculum, and one of which is the topical approach from the root word topic, where much content is based on knowledge and experiences which are included. If we are to give an example, so we refer to the table of contents in a particular or in a certain book. Um, we have this book, and one of its components or parts is the table of contents. The table of contents are the list of topics included in that particular material. So it is topical approach where contents are based on knowledge and experiences are included. The second is the concept. With fewer topics in clusters around major and sub concepts and their interaction with relatedness emphasized. So the topics are broader compared to concept because concepts are clustered topics with relatedness or connection, which is emphasized. The third way is the thematic approach. It is a combination of concepts. We have these concepts categorized into one theme that develops conceptual structures. So we have this main theme, and under each theme are actually the concepts which are combined. And these concepts are being clustered in one topic. Fourth is the modular approach. And this leads to complete units of instruction. There are topics, and topics are clustered, which become concepts. And these concepts are structured, which are or which could become the theme. And these topics, these concepts, and the themes of clustered contents become the module. So just like the module which serves as our self-learning toolkits, no? With preparation, with presentation, with practice and performance, and it leads to complete units of instruction. What are the criteria in the selection of content? One is significance. The content should contribute to ideas, concepts, principles, and generalization that should attain the overall purpose of the curriculum. It is significant if the contents become the means of developing cognitive, affective, or psychomotor skills of the learner. The contents are considered to be significant if they can develop holistically, no? If there is student holistic development. If not, delete that in your list of topics in your body of knowledge. As education is a way of preserving culture, content will be significant when these will address the cultural context of the learners. Second is validity. It's the authenticity of the subject matter. Where did you get your content? Where did you get your body of knowledge? Are they coming from reliable sources? Are they coming from reliable or accredited organizations? If they are coming in a communication superhighway or the internet, then are we checking the authenticity, the validity of our information that we will be giving to our student? The knowledge becomes obsolete with the fast-changing times. Thus, there is a need for validity check and verification at a regular interval. Because content which may be valid in its original form may not continue to be valid in the current times. So we have to see to it, are these contents that we are about to deliver to our students are still futile or are still useful rather? No? Are they valid in the fast changing times? Third is utility. Another term that we can associate with utility is usefulness. Utility can be relative to time. Same with validity. It may have been useful in the past, but may not be useful now or in the future. So ask yourselves, will I use this in my future job? Will it add meaning to my life as a lifelong learner? Or would the subject matter be useful in solving current concerns? So we have to answer these questions. Fourth is learnability. It is the complexity of the content which should be within the range of experiences of the learner. Sometimes we choose contents which are not fitted to the grade level of our students, meaning our students are not yet ready to accept these contents because they are not yet ready to have these skills, to have this knowledge. This is based on psychological principles of learning. Are they ready? Basin, you are teaching grade 2 and you are using the William Shakespeare's masterpieces, and yet they are still grade 2. No? So that is an example. The learnability. Do they have the ability to learn these contents or knowledge? Appropriate organization of content standards and sequencing of contents are two basic principles that would influence learnability. Fifth, feasibility or possibility. Can the subject matter be learned within the time allowed, resources available, expertise of the teachers, and the nature of learners? Four components are being emphasized here. One, time element. In your lesson plan, in the prefatory statement, you may say within 1 hour of collaborative learning activities and independent learning activities. It's 1 hour, but your topic is broad and it needs 2 hours for the entire presentation. So it's not feasible. You are violating this particular criterion in the selection of the content. So mayroon ka within 2 hours, no, of having exercises, drills. Second is resources available. Basin, you will be using PowerPoint presentation and the digital light projector is not available. Okay? You may change your plan of using another resources which are available at hand. You may change the plan, but never the goal, never the intended learning outcome. Third, expertise of the teacher. Okay, you are using slideshow presentation and yet you don't know how to set up the digital light projector. Nagamit ka ng microscope, but you are not familiar with this particular resource. So, or facility, no? What na? Violation na sa feasibility. And the nature of the learners are to be considered. Are there contents of learning which can be learned beyond the formal teaching learning engagement? Are there opportunities provided to learn this? Sixth is interest. Will the learners take interest in the content? They can the contents are in students are interested with the contents if they feel that it is significant for them, if it can be used for day-to-day activities. As much as possible, we establish utility or usefulness for them to feel or motivated, or they have the interest to listen or to grasp the contents to be delivered by the teacher. Interest is one of the driving force for students to learn better. There are basic principles of curriculum content. In 1952, Palma proposed the principle of basic as guide in addressing content in the curriculum. B stands for balance, A for articulation, S for sequence, I for integration, and C for continuity. In organizing content or putting together subject matter, these principles are useful as a guide. One is balance. Content should be fairly distributed in depth and breadth. Ang gilawmon ug ang iyang gilapdon. This will guarantee that significant content should be covered to avoid too much or too little of the contents needed within the time allocation. It does not mean now, okay, I have these 18 topics and I will give 1 hour per topic, and that's balance. No, balance meaning is there is equality, no, based on the difficulty or complexity of the contents or of the body of knowledge to be delivered. Meaning, topic 1, murag ko ani siya, lisod ni siya. So I'll have to give 2 hours. Topic 2 is dili kayo lisod, I'll give it only 1 hour or 30 minutes. Okay? So inana ang balanse. In the formation of questions later on, in the table of specifications, so diha na pod, there is connection. Why? Okay, I have to give more or create questions in topic 1 because we had 2 hour session on this. So, mag 20 questions ko. Ang topic 2 ga 1 hour man ko, so I'll have to create 10 questions out for topic 2 out of the second topic. Ang topic 3 ga 3 hours ko, so I'll have 30 questions. Ana, so it depends. Di kay balance nga ikuridas sa tanan nga tag 10 questions. But you have to fairly distribute the content based on depth and breadth. Second is articulation. As the content complexity progresses with the educational levels, vertically or horizontally across the same discipline, smooth connections or bridging should be provided. Again, we are using the spiral curriculum. Like for example, in English, as implementers of spiral curriculum, okay, contents are presented in all levels, but it differs with difficulty or complexity. So, subject-verb agreement naa sa grade 4, naa po siya sa grade 5, naa sa grade 6, naa sa high school. But it differs with the difficulty and complexity. Basin nga, first 5 rules of subject-verb agreement pa mo sa grade 4. And napunan og 5 na pod or 10 kabuok in the grade 5. So, contents are present in each level, but it differs with complexity or the difficulty. This will assure no gaps or overlaps in the content. Muna gitawag og seamless curriculum. So it is seamless if there is articulation in the curriculum. Thus, there is a need of the team of writers and implementers of the curriculum. Third is sequence. It's the logical arrangement of the content. So how can we arrange that? It could be from easy to complex, what is known to the unknown, and what is current to something in the future. So this can be done vertically, pataas for deepening, or horizontally for broadening. Fourth is integration. Content in the curriculum does not stand alone or in isolation. It has some ways of relatedness or connectedness. Like, for example, in contents in English can be used in science, okay, or vice versa. Like, for example, if we go with performance-based assessment, and it entails higher or it entails financial requirements, why not use integrated subjects? Like, for example, okay, for hospitality management, okay, I am teaching culinary subject, but here comes a teacher that I have to do cooking show, okay, for my culinary culminating activity. But here comes English teacher, the purposive communication teacher, and she wants another culminating activity, same set of students for same grade level. And then naputs events management. But those we set integration. We establish integration. So the teacher in events management can do culminating activity by letting them manage events. And si culinary nga professor, so ari siya sa, okay, our theme will be Barrio Festa. So the events management class, okay, the teacher will have to rate on how he or she manage, or the students manage the Barrio Fiesta event. And the purposive communication is on the program flow from start to finish. The speaking, the who did the words of welcome, the words of wisdom or inspirational message, the topic, the keynote speech, and then si culinary is the culinary teacher will be rating the students based on the dishes cooked. No? So one the financial requirements are not that too high because one culminating activity, but there are already 3 grades for the three subjects. Contents should be infused in other disciplines whenever possible. This will provide a holistic or unified view of curriculum instead of segmentation. Contents which can be integrated to other disciplines acquire a higher premium than when it is isolated. Fifth, continuity. Content when viewed as a curriculum should continuously flow as it was before to where it is now and where it will be in the future. It should be perennial. It endures time. Content may not be in the same form and substance as seen in the past since changes and developments in curriculum occur. Constant repetition, reinforcement, and enhancement of content are all elements of the continuity. So there must be continuously flow as it was before. Mo bitaw na nga, we activate prior knowledge. We have to establish connection from previous session and to the present and even to the future session. Okay? The second way is we approach curriculum as a process. We have the contents, we have the body of knowledge, but how do we deliver this to our students? From the content to the content is to what to teach. The process is how to teach. As a process, curriculum links from the content. While content provides materials on what to teach, the process provides curriculum on how to teach the content. When accomplished, the process will result to various curriculum experiences for the learners. The intersection of the content and the process is called the PCK, or the pedagogical content knowledge. It will address the question, if you have this content, how will you teach it? So when curriculum is approached as a process, these are the guiding principles. The curriculum process in the form of teaching methods or strategies are means to achieve the end. We need methods and strategies. Second, there is no single best process or method. Okay? Your method used in section 1 may not be applicable in section 2, in section 3, or in section 4. Its effectiveness will depend on the desired learning outcomes, the learners, support materials, and the teacher. Third, curriculum process should stimulate the learner's desire to develop the cognitive, affective, psychomotor domains in each individual. In the choice of methods, learning and the teaching styles should be considered. Every method or process should result to learning outcomes which can be described as cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. 6, flexibility. The use of the process or method should be considered. An effective process will always result to learning outcomes. Both teaching and learning are two important processes in the implementation of the curriculum. Third way is as a product. Curriculum product is expressed in the form of outcomes which are referred to as the achieved learning outcomes. We have the what to teach. We have the how to teach. But what's the product? Okay, there may be several desired outcomes, but if the product is not successful, then no learning outcomes will be achieved. So that is the connection now between the contents you delivered, how did you deliver it, and how or what kind of students do you produce after the session. The learned or achieved learning outcomes are demonstrated by the person who has meaningful experiences in the curriculum. All of these are results of planning, content, and processes in the curriculum. As teachers, we need to be effective planners, content implementers, and evaluators. We see curriculum as a body of knowledge, that's the what to teach, as a process, that's how to teach, and outcome, and that is the product. Thank you so much, everyone. And that ends our lesson 4, the ways of approaching the curriculum. Thank you and good day.